Hey guys, so I wanted to watch this clip or this segment of Rich Cooper's, which he's a really good manosphere content creator. I think you should check him out. He's very knowledgeable. He's I guess you could call him a high value man. Um, yeah, I think he does speak a lot of facts. He's very give good guidance to men, and in this one he's talking to a woman. So I figured, why not react to it? Let's see if I could, what's my thoughts, or if there's any thoughts at all. Maybe he will say it, say all the things that need to be said. But I kind of wanted to check it out and check it out with you guys. See if you guys put you on to another creator that is really um, someone that you should put on your radar if you don't already have him. Just in case. I don't know. But yeah, let's check him out.
How you doing?
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. What can I do for you tonight?
Um, so, sorry, I'm a little nervous. I've actually never called anything like this, but I appreciate your YouTube channel. I've learned quite a bit actually on the situations that are happening out there when it comes to relationships, and kind of gotten a sense of both, women behavior and what's going on out there with men as well. So my question to you is, I've never been married, never been engaged, and I don't have any children. I've had 3 very long relationships, and I come from a very conservative background. My mom, a lot of women in my family are married with children, great women, and I want to sort of follow that sort of tradition. However, I feel that my age is kind of working against me, and I'm not really sure what to do at this point.
Okay. And then, how old are you? To start with.
Before he talks, he probably.
I'm 35.
So you're 30.
39.
Okay, 39. Before he talks, is that it's funny that women that, let's say, they have good examples, like she said, all the women in her family are married with kids, and she even said that that's what she wants. But it's funny that although you've been raised conservative, you have a good, good family image, you don't really, at 39, that wasn't your priority, right? 3 long-term relationships, yet it didn't come out to marriage. You wasted your life. You wasted time. This is why, again, Kevin Samuel, the man himself, always say that you're not dating with purpose. You had 3 long relationships. Why? I mean, she probably will say it, but why are they so long that it didn't end in marriage? Why were you wasting your time? That's the thing where I want to say that women waste their time. You like this man, he likes you, but you didn't make it a priority because women have their own game. You're on a time clock, right? Like she says, 39, she even knows it herself. You're on a time crunch. You got to make things happen. You're not a man. So you should live by different priorities, standards, and preferences, and just a different value in life. You have to get things going. She wasted her time in life. Time is so valuable for human beings, and time is so much more valuable for women when they have a certain window of time where if they want a family, they got to get it done. I mean, yeah, there are cases where women in their 40s, 50s, whatever, have kids, but that's not ideal. That's not good for your health, and that's not good for your children and building a family, having child so late. So it's just it's poor management and poor values and just just terrible, poor way of thinking, because she didn't emphasize marriage, family, all that stuff, true commitment for a woman, like in her first long-term relationship. That should have been a focus, where that's what, you know what, after a year, if you don't see marrying me, I guess the second year, then you need to tell me. Women should have that down packed, because again, time is very, very valuable to women. And if you're family minded, right, then that should be your concern. I don't know. Just my thoughts.
Very
And
nice, okay.
yeah, and one issue that I'm having is that I attract a lot of younger guys because I actually look very young, much younger than what I am. And then, when I'm out dating or wanting to date, I get experience a lot of men that have gone through divorce and are very hurt, have not done the inner work to kind of get past that. And it's just been very challenging for me. So,
Do you have any kids?
I do not know.
And you want to have kids.
I would love to. Absolutely would love to. Yes.
So what happened to the 3 long-term relationships? Why didn't those turn into something?
So I didn't date at all when I was in high school or in college. My first boyfriend was actually at 21, and I was with him for almost 5 years.
Mhm.
It was, not a very good relationship.
5 years. What a waste of time. Like I said, by the second year, you should have told the man, okay, is this going to lead to an engagement and then subsequent a marriage? Why on the third year you weren't already engaged? It's different for women and men, right? Men have time on their hand. So technically, that's why you should. I could see the logic in where women, if you're dating men your same age, then they both don't feel the same time crunch. So if women date maybe a guy that's 5 years, maybe 10 years older than her, she could get those because again, time is valuable, should be a whole lot more valuable to women because you're wasting it.
So that ended. And then afterwards, I decided that I wanted to kind of do humanitarian missions. And, I'm in the dental world, so that's my background. And so I did some work in Cambodia, came back to the States, and I moved from my hometown to California. So here it's totally different than where I grew up at. And it's just been extremely challenging actually finding people that have sort of the same values and sort of want to follow, a traditional, future with me. And so I'm also very afraid of relationships because of the amount of personal development that I've done. So I'm very aware of like the divorce and the things that kind of go on and going through a divorce. So I'm actually quite scared of that as well. So I'm scared of getting into a relationship that leads into a marriage and then goes through a divorce. So I'm just kind of in a situation where I'm just not really sure what to do at this point.
So, sorry, your first boyfriend you said was at 21 for 5 years, then you did like humanitarian mission stuff. How long did that last for?
Like the volunteer work or so?
Yeah, the volunteer years. Was that a year or was that?
I would say 2 years, 2 or 3 years.
Okay, so we're putting you around 27, 28, 29 now. So what happened to the other 2 long-term relationships after that?
Yeah, so then I had a 3.5 year relationship after that. That was around 32, 33.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the issue with him was that he was very irresponsible with money.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of debt and continue to accumulate debt. I don't have any debt. And so it was very concerning for me to like have a relationship with someone to raise a family that was like that.
Well, of course, you need a guy that's got his life sorted. So at 33, so that lasted 3.5 years, and then after that, what happened to the next guy?
Then it was a 1 year relationship of a guy that kind of promised me a ring and, wanted to, move forward with me. But then I found out that he was actually in another relationship with another woman in another state.
Mm.
So that one was very traumatizing for me, and I haven't dated since then. Because
How long
I'm
ago was
really
that?
I've been single since 2019.
You've not dated anybody?
Never, no.
Nothing,
I don't
no
I've gone
casual,
on
nothing.
dates. No, I've gone on dates. But like I said, like I've done so much work on myself, like Tony Robbins and a lot of, just all the inner work. And I just pick up on a lot of red flags. And I'm just like, you know what? My mental health is a lot more important than to kind of force something.
Mm.
So
Did you DM me somewhere on social media in the last week?
I did. I did.
Okay, yeah, so it sounds
Yeah.
Okay, so I know who you were then. So you've left this late though, Em. I mean, like you're 39 and you're talking
I know.
about family and stuff like that. Like, are you okay with not having kids? Because there's not a lot of guys that are gonna want to settle for 39. Because if they want a family, you're not gonna be able to give them that, right? You might give them one if you're lucky.
Right. Right. Yeah. And I'm okay with that.
So what's the goal?
Okay with
Like, is the goal
adoption.
kids? Is the goal of husband?
No.
Like, what's the goal here?
Yeah, the goal is to actually have like a healthy, very, profound relationship with someone. I'm not, if they leave.
I want to give my 2 cents, right? I'm going to reiterate. Hearing her story even more, she wasted time. It's the thing where women have to. She said she sees red flag. Well, it's like it's too late, a little too late, right? Seeing red flags now. I mean, you wasted 5 years on a guy, you didn't see red flags then. You wasted 3 years on a guy, you barely see red flags then. So now you wasted 1 year on a guy, you saw red flags. And it's like, yes, I see you. You're seeing red flags quicker and quicker, but you're wasting time. You should have saw those flags with the first one after 1 year. But the problem is, see, this is what I'm saying, right? If women don't understand that you have to be very focused on your priorities. If her priorities was a good man and a family, the first relationship should have been that. It should have led to that. It's like women put so much focus on, like she said, personal development, her career, her humanitarian stuff. You're not putting the same effort into really focusing on a good value man, creating a family. You're not, because now you're 39. Like he said, what man is now really thinking about a family with a 39-year-old? Not many. And thinking about, it's they're a large family. If a man wants one kid, maybe, but then she's on a time crunch too, still, because at 39, you gotta think maybe a year for the relationship, maybe another year for I'm moving fast, maybe another year for engagement. Let's say a couple more months for the marriage, maybe another year for until then a baby. It's like she's in her early 40s already. It's just like you're on a time crunch that women are so deluded about, and they waste their life, right? I saw this thread, right? Where other women are saying, oh my god, this girl is married in her early 20s, or like she's 19, 20. She's crazy. She should be using that her early 20s to live it up. This is what I'm talking about, where women are delusional and they give bad advice to other women, and they are indoctrinated with terrible way of thinking, right? You just wasted 2 years in that, where you're doing like doing the humanitarian thing. It's nice and all, but why not, while you're doing that, also look for men as well? And then she just wasted, what did she said? 2019. I mean, like that's another 3 years where she didn't even bother dating people, or she barely focused on it's like women half-ass dating so much because they don't have to worry about getting a man. But that's the women don't understand how to distinguish things. You can find a man easy. Even a 50, a 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old woman can get a man to have sex with her, or get a man to just put some interest in her. But getting a man that you want to have a family with, have a life with, that's different. And you wasting your time not making that your priority, that shows you that why would you even deserve that now that you're 39 and now you really on a time crunch, now you really feel like you're wondering about it. It's ridiculous.
To marriage, great, but that's not really even my priority. I really just would like to have something solid.
What are you looking for? Like, what does solid look like for you? Because
Definitely monogamy, good communication, someone that's on his purpose, working on himself, and understands that I'm also, very intelligent and I can help him and, be able to kind of grow together that way. I just
I
don't
mean,
want
like,
drama.
you've got some level of confusion there because you want a guy that has his money sorted. Because one of your problems was a guy that didn't have his money right. He had some debt. So you want a guy that's got his money sorted, but then you're also talking about like characteristics and traits that guys aren't really attracted to. Like guys don't really care about your level of intelligence. See what I'm saying? Like, if a guy's got money, he doesn't really care how smart you are.
Yeah, I understand that. What I mean with the money situation is it's someone that's not, I find that someone that is in debt and constantly is spending and being irresponsible is sort of a character thing. So I don't mind if it's someone that, wherever he is in his journey, it doesn't matter where. I would like a life partner by my side. I just don't want the drama that comes with having someone that, is yelling or just, you know what I mean? Just a toxic relationship. I just don't want that.
What age range?
And
are you normally
I
dating
don't
in?
think anybody wants that either.
And what age range are you normally dating in?
I mean, ideally, I would like to date someone that's like mid-40s, I would say.
You're gonna find a lot of divorced guys in that range with kids, well.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine too. Like I wouldn't mind being, a stepmother to a, a little girl or a little boy. Like it's that to me doesn't bother me at all either.
Have you ever dated a guy with kids?
I did actually, and it was great. I loved it.
Okay. And why didn't that go anywhere?
Long distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're not really putting yourself out there though, Em.
I know I'm not because it's the
It's not a
when
priority.
I go out to dinner with friends and things like that, and people approach me all the time, and I sort of talk to them, and they're just a lot of them are interested in other things. I'm not. I understand that
Like
I'm
what things?
not.
Like what do you mean by other things?
Oh well, obviously sex. I can tell, and so I don't want to get heartbroken. I'm not that type of girl to just like.
Okay, but if you're looking for something long term and you want to keep your notch count low and that's important to you, so why can't you just date them and say, hey, I dig your vibe, but
I do.
I'm not
I
going to
do.
sleep with you on the first date.
No, I absolutely do say that. And what's happening is that a lot of times they'll say exactly what I want to hear. They'll kind of like stick around for 3-4 months, and then later is when I start to see like certain red flags.
So, so what do you bring to the table aside from your looks? Because you're in the
Traditional.
fitness space, right?
I'm not actually. So that's sort of like a side hustle for me. I love fitness. Fitness is like it just keeps me sane, to be honest. But I'm in the dental space, so I do dental sales, and I
Okay, hold on a sec. So if you do
Yeah.
dental sales, then you're coming across a whole bunch of very successful um, guys in the dental space that do either dental surgery, orthodontics, dental work,
yeah,
right?
a lot
You're
of
good looking, you're in good shape. So what's the hang up? Like, why can't you find a guy?
the majority, actually, the majority of them are married. And
How long- How long you been doing
or
dental sales?
really, I've been I'm actually a dental hygienist, so
Mhm.
um, I've been doing dental hygiene for about 12 years and sales about 6 years.
So how many, like, you travel around a lot? You see a lot of these guys?
I
Face to
see them
face,
when
at a conference, or how do you do it?
yeah, when I go to like certain, events and things like that, like dental events, I definitely like see people. Sometimes, actually, most times they don't approach me for whatever reason. I mean, it's a professional setting, so I can understand that. But
Yeah, but it
yeah,
doesn't
I
take
just
much to just say hey, and kind of flirt and talk about stuff,
yeah,
and
of
then it turns into
course.
a drink, right? Like,
Yeah, no, absolutely. But again, what I've encountered is they're either married, divorced, and they are just not wanting anything serious, or very young, like 25, 26, which why, for me, it's not, I wouldn't want I wouldn't want to be long term with someone that's 25.
you might have to go a little bit over. You might have to look in the 50s though too, right? Like, you can't just draw the
Yeah,
line at 45, especially at 39. Like, generally speaking, I think a 39-year-old probably do well with a 50, 55-year-old, right? If the guy's sorted, he's got his life together, the kids isn't really a big issue for you. You just want
yeah,
somebody that's, grounded, they're together, they've got their life in order, they do interesting things, they're captivating, they're competent.
yeah,
Like, I think the family boat for you has probably been missed, unless you can find a guy that's willing to like rush into that pretty quickly, which is going to be dangerous. Like, you want to
yeah,
avoid divorce? Well, how the hell are you going to size somebody up? How's he going to size you up? Right? I mean, like, one of the things I tell guys over and over again is date somebody for at least a couple of years so you can figure out what they're made of. Let,
no, absolutely, yeah.
let stress happen in the relationship. See what she's going to do. See if her words match what she says, sort of thing. And that takes
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, I agree.
So you've got to put yourself out there more, man. I mean, like, it sounds like you got walls built up around you from stuff that happened in your life, and you're not giving yourself an opportunity to date guys. And if you keep them at arm's length just because it looks like the guy just wants to bang you right away or something like that, well, maybe look. At the end of the day, that's what guys look at women as. They look at women as beauty objects. They look at women as sex objects, right? So
Yeah,
that's going to be the first thing that they're going to think is, what does she look like naked?
yeah,
What is she like in the bedroom? So that's fine. But if you want to find a guy, you got to put yourself out there. You got to put yourself in an environment and broaden the scope. At 39, I'd be looking at your age and older, upwards of 50, 55. There's lots of guys that are in great shape in their 50s.
yeah,
You'll
yeah,
find them. But you
yeah.
have to put yourself out there. You have to expose yourself to that. And it's like,
Do
kudos to you
you?
for keeping your notch count low and not running around with a bunch of guys, but you're gonna have to put yourself out there. You just have to, like, okay, if it's a first date and he says, come back to my place and that's not where you want to go, you're just like, no, but I'd love to see you again. And you're just honest about it.
Okay.
You're about to ask me a question.
Yeah. So do you recommend dating apps? Like
Yeah, absolutely.
I
That's
really.
That's where
Okay.
guys go, especially, successful guys that don't have a lot of time, is they'll just load up an app and go. And it's easy for women because all you have to do is post a couple of good pictures. And just wait for them to sort of hit on you. And you're going to get a lot of crap. Like, you're going to get a lot of guys that won't be your speed, but that's fine. Like, at some point, you'll come across something that looks good and you'll go out on a date. You're not using
Yeah.
dating apps right now?
No, I hate them because
Why do you hate
I
them?
find I find that they're just the guys are just like interested in just sleeping with me.
Yeah.
It
Well,
seems
they'll be more
promising.
forward on a dating app because they don't have anything to lose aside from maybe getting reported and banned off it or getting like a week suspension. So,
Yeah,
where they're not going to come up to you and say, I want to roll around with you naked. you know, in real life. They might do it on a dating app. They might open with something sexual, and it's like that's just how guys are.
Yeah.
Guys look at women as beauty/sex objects. There's no guy that will have seen you, Em, and thought to themselves, I wonder what degree she has on her wall framed in mahogany.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah, and I understand that. You know, I definitely understand that, especially after, you know, exploring your channel and kind of understanding what's really happening out there. Yeah.
And that's okay. And that's totally fine. Accept that and accept that men are success objects and put yourself in front of guys that are successful. And at some point, something will probably come along that's, you know, worthwhile you taking a look at. The other thing too that I have to caution you is women have incredibly high standards for men when it comes to long-term relationships, and they can often end up in a scenario that you're at right now where it's like, okay, you've gotten to 39, you've dated a few guys, some of them were losers, some of them really didn't pan out, maybe one or two of them deceived you. Oh well, big deal, right? But
Yeah.
here you are today, and you're still looking for love. You know, you're still looking for a guy that you can lean on, that you can rely on, that's confident, that can, you know, make you feel good about yourself, sort of thing. You know, everybody's looking for that. Every woman, no matter how I'm so strong and independent, I don't need no man, wants to be with a man.
Yeah,
They wanna
I'm
be in the
definitely
frame of
not
strong
like that. I'm
Yeah.
definitely not like that.
Perfect.
My mom was not like that. You know, nobody is like the women in my family. They're not like that. They're very supportive towards their husbands, and
Perfect. And
you know,
and I mean, the
they're-
point that I'm making is if you want to score a goal, you have to get on the ice and play the game. And where most
Yeah.
guys are playing the game is on dating apps.
Okay, which like dating app would you recommend?
I don't know. I haven't used them in a while. I would say probably Bumble, Hinge sounds good. Tinder's more of a hookup, so I mean, if you want to avoid that, then stay away from that. They probably still have those like browser-based ones still, like Match. I would stay away from what are those ones where they match you on like 67 personality traits and all that sort of stuff. But you end up getting
Oh,
matched
yeah.
with ugly people all the time. eHarmony or whatever they're called. You know, those ones.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple and fun, and use Bumble and Hinge, and just download it, upload a couple of photographs. You got good photographs, start swiping away. You're in California.
Yes, I am.
You're gonna deal with a lot of, you know, liberal people out there that you're not gonna be that attracted to. But it's like, you know, digging for gold, like I've said, right? You know, you're gonna dig through a lot of gold. You're gonna get a lot of skinny jeans, a lot of hair buns.
That's the thing, right? I want to say two things. One, I'm gonna go back to it. She wastes time. So it's true that online dating, you're gonna shift through a lot of people. But imagine this, right? She said she hasn't been dating in 3 years. Okay. And now she still has no man. So let's say those 3 years she started a dating app. So within a year you found nobody. But you constantly getting these, you're shifting through men, right? And then the next year you're doing the same thing. You're shifting through men, but that you're still trying, right? It's like you gotta shift through all these men. Third year, you're still shifting through this men, right? So those 3 years that you shift through men, that you just eliminated so many men, but you know that you eliminated men. So now, let's say at 39, she never did it. So those 3 years that she shift through men, now at 39, she's gonna do that again. So you're gonna waste 6 years, you know, shifting through men. That's the thing where you just wasted time. So let's say the 4th year, she would have gotten a match, a good match. But then those 6 years, the 4th year, which is the 7th year, right? She found a match. You just wasted 7 years. That's the thing where you women don't understand. Make it a true priority, right? Laser focus, true priority. You have to shift through men and use time wisely to shift through those men, right? Shouldn't spend 5 years on the man that she, saw no future with. 2 years, boom, next one. Shift through men, shift through, because you're wasting time. Because then, if you don't use that time wisely, when you feel like you're going to start using time, the time that it's just going to move on to later years. So you're just adding more time, wasted time. That's the thing where I think it's ridiculous that women First of all, don't have a laser focus. Make it a priority. If you want relationship, right? If you feel like, oh, I hate it when women say, I'm just gonna wait until I'm in my 30s to get married, to have a family, stuff like that. Well, then you just wasted time. Because now you just wasted the years that let's say, I don't know, let's lowball it in your 20s to 30s. That's like 10 years. Where 10 years you could have shifted through a whole bunch of men to find a good man. So now your 30s, let's say it's going to take you another 10 years to your 40s to shift through some good men. So you're going to find a good man at 40? I mean, you just pretty much eliminated having a family. That's the point where women are not thinking necessarily logically. You know, if you're going to waste time, waste it as soon as possible, right? That's the thing. You're wasting time, and you're continuously wasting time, and then you stop, and then you're going to waste some more time. It's just not. I said it. Women are not using their time wisely, and they're not making true things priority. If a man and children are not priority, then don't ever change that, because it's ridiculous when, like her, now she's 39. That's I guess a priority. I mean, even that now it doesn't sound like a surefire priority of her, but whatever. It's just ridiculous that she's wasting time like that. What else? I forgot my other point. Let me continue for a little bit. Let me see.
A lot of that stuff. You know, a lot of, let me pick you up to my Prius.
Oh, what I was gonna say, like, if you make it your priority, then move to other places. California, I believe, is a terrible. I've heard other women say the type of men you find in California is terrible. It's either the lowest quality or the men that, you know, the Chads and Tyrones, the men that are the highest quality, but they have so many options. So they're not the best quality anyway, you know, in the sense that for monogamous relationships. So I've heard women complain about the men you can find in California. Move to Midwest. Let's try New York. This is why Kevin Samuel said it's also your environment. How much of a priority it is for you to find a relationship, a partner long term. If it is a high priority, move to where he would be. Move to a place that would facilitate you finding a better type of man.
Electric scooter, you're going to get that because of where you live. It's just, you know, dig through some dirt until you find the gold. Be discerning with your time and don't waste it on people that don't meet your minimum requirements. But don't have exaggerated minimum requirements. Like, is height important to you?
No, not
How
at
tall
all.
does he have to be?
He doesn't have to be. I mean, I'm 5'7", so it's
Got to
not.
be at least 5.
I'm tall, but I understand. Like, it could be same height or 5'9", 5'8". It's totally fine. Like, I'm
Okay,
literally
so-
looking for.
Okay, so I'm going to put something up on the screen here, which is going to be useful to you to sort of understand this before we wrap up, because I want to get to a few other people. So I'm going to select age range of 39, your age, right, to 55. I'm going to exclude marriage. Do you have any preference to race, white, black, Asian?
What is it? I think it's the delusion calculator.
No,
Hispanic?
I don't. No.
Okay, so any color shade we're going to go with. Minimum height, we're going to say taller than you, so we're going to go 5'9". Are you okay with fat guys?
So that is where I sort of
Draw the line.
It's not that I'm drawing the line. It's that I'm fitness is literally like
Got
my.
You don't have
My
to sell it
life.
to me. You don't have to sell
Yeah,
it to me.
like
Got
I
it, okay.
really value that. So
Okay, and
I
minimum
wanna be
income, how much money do they have to make? What would be the minimum for you?
I don't know. I live in California, so what is it? Maybe 70?
70,000 is enough?
Yeah, I mean for me it doesn't matter either, to be honest.
Okay, so let's say 70,000, so yeah, they make 70 grand. Not married, any race, at least 5'9", not obese, or earning $70,000 a year. The probability of you finding that is going to be 2.1% based on statistical data that's available in the U.S.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a low probability. I mean,
Yeah.
you can open that up a little bit more by lowering the income and maybe lowering the height. Maybe they're the same height as you. Maybe they're a little bit shorter than you, right? But that is what you're dealing with, at
Yeah.
your stage in life. And you have to keep in mind, like a lot of those guys, if they're in good shape and they make good money, they're probably, I'm just gonna say this, they're probably not interested in a 39-year-old. They're probably interested in younger. But there are guys in that dating realm that do prefer women their age, right?
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of, like the
But that would be probably lower percent of men, because I would think the men that would prefer them in their age, or that wouldn't mind them in their age, wouldn't mind them younger than them as well. So I don't know many men that would like, oh, it has to be my age, or it has to be around pretty much like one or two, around my age. I don't know many men like that. It's either their age or younger. So I don't know. I mean, I get it. She's fitness, obese is fine. The minimum of average men's salary is like 50K. I think 40 to 50K. So, that's 20K less than what she asked for. So, would that be fine for her? I don't know. Especially at 39. Women at 39, they expect so much more. I mean, they expect you to make so much more, because you think about this. A 50K man, he might not be going on 39. You probably want trips. You will probably want fine dining, especially in California. You probably want to do more things. A man at 50K will probably do a trip maybe once a year, maybe once every other year, maybe fine dining, maybe once a month, once every other month. I mean, it's more strict, especially since I don't know if again, this type of woman, 39, living in California, would she be like, oh, she probably makes more than him? Would she pay for him? Probably not. You layer on the things. It just seems like it's more more daunting, right? So then she has to lower her standards even more. Maybe go for a little bit chubbier guy. I mean, of course, that seems like that's definitely her deal breaker. So if that's her deal breaker, yeah, maybe the other ones she should, those she should be lower. Find the parts, the characteristics, or the traits or whatever that you would definitely lower more. Like the pay, well, you got to go around. You probably have to contribute more. Could be your height, or maybe a little bit shorter. That's not, if it's not terrible, then okay. So I mean, it's just, this is the thing, right? Women waste time, and now when they're at a certain age, they're on a time crunch, because I'm gonna assume, although she could be attractive, it doesn't show, but if she's fit, and she's into fitness, she probably is at least body attractive. But she's on a time crunch. At your age, you're not gonna waste another 3 to 5 years on a man, just just for it to go maybe nowhere. So I don't know. I say it again. I'm gonna constantly say again. If there's any ever woman that ever watched this, which probably none, don't waste time. Right? During college, she should have. If she wanted to build with a man, she should have found someone during college. It's just, you wasted time. You don't. I mean, she's obviously really strict with her notch count, which is great. She should be. So, but you should have found, a good guy during college. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's just women waste time. That's it. But anyway, I thought it was a good clip. I wouldn't think that I would have to voice anything, because a lot of times he said a lot of logical thing, but I felt like I felt like he could have been more direct, because just saying that, like, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You got to be more. You got to be more serious. Should tell her if you're a dentist, move somewhere. Go to the Midwest. Things like that. So there's plenty of things like I've said. Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? Did you guys feel the same way? I mean, what do you think her problem was? Stuff like that. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys check me in the next one. Later, guys.